Have you been putting a lot of effort in at the gym, but you're feeling discouraged by the lack of progress that you're seeing in your calves? This muscle is notoriously difficult to develop, and in this video, we'll explore the 3 best strategies to boost your calf growth, along with tips on how to maximize their effectiveness. But before we jump into those 3 strategies, let's do a quick anatomy review of the calves. The calves consist of 2 main muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. They both play a crucial role in bodybuilding due to their significant contribution to leg aesthetics and overall lower body strength. The gastrocnemius, often referred to as the gastroc, is the most superficial of the 2 and is easily visible beneath the skin. The gastroc has 2 heads, the medial and lateral head, that create the distinct diamond shape of a well-developed calf. Then beneath the gastroc lies the soleus muscle, which is equally important but often overlooked in calf training. The soleus is a flat, broad muscle that runs along the back of the lower leg and plays a vital role in lower leg strength. Unlike the gastroc, which is primarily activated during high-intensity explosive movements, the soleus is engaged during more prolonged, steady activities such as walking and running. These muscles contribute to the overall bulk and definition of the calf, and its development is crucial for an aesthetic lower leg. Together, the gastroc and soleus work to perform plantar flexion, the action of pointing the toes downward. And now that we understand how our calves are made up, let's jump into the first strategy, which is to increase the volume of your calf training. When it comes to training calves, you have to train them enough. You can't do 3 sets of 8 once or twice a week and expect your calves to grow. It's just not gonna happen. The calves are actually slow twitch muscle fibers, and because these types of muscle fibers use oxygen to produce energy, they are more resistant to fatigue. Type 1 muscle fibers, also known as slow twitch, are responsible for endurance activities. And studies show that if your goal is hypertrophy for these slow twitch muscle fibers, you need to perform exercises at a higher volume level if you actually want to see growth. According to the National Academy of Sports Medicine, they stated that during resistance training, lift lighter loads below 70% of your 1 rep max at a higher rep range, 12 to 20 reps, to primarily recruit slow twitch muscle fibers. Any low speed resistance training exercise will target this, because all muscles have a mix of type 1 and type 2. So the takeaway of this point is that you need to train at a higher rep range. 8 to 10 reps is not gonna do enough. And similarly, you can't only do 1 exercise for calves. A lot of people like to toss it in right at the end of leg day, and it's not gonna be enough. You should aim to incorporate at least 3 calf exercises on your leg days if you wanna start seeing growth. And now for the second strategy on how to get bigger calves, we're gonna talk about training the soleus. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't train your soleus, your calves will always stay small. Like I mentioned in the anatomy review, the soleus is a flat, broad muscle that lies underneath the gastroc. Because of our anatomical makeup, if we grow the soleus, it's going to push the gastroc out further, making the lower leg appear even bigger. Now you may be wondering at this point, how do I bias the soleus over the gastroc? That is a great question, and I'm so glad you asked. To change which part of the calf we bias, it all comes down to knee position. When you perform heel raises with the knee straight, the gastrocs will be the primary mover doing the majority of the work. Alternatively, when the knees are bent, the soleus will be the primary mover. Now you may be sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, I only train my calves with my legs straight. Well, you're not alone, because that's pretty much what most people do. And understanding this, I think it's very easy to conceptualize why most people don't train the soleus enough. So let's talk about a few ways that you can actually train this muscle. Most gyms have a seated calf raise machine that make it super easy to train the soleus. You can increase the weight as needed, making progressive overload super easy. But I also know that many people like to lift at home, and 99.9% of people don't have a soleus machine just sitting in their basement. So it's a good thing there's a workaround for this. If you have dumbbells or kettlebells, all you need to do is set them on your knee when you're sitting and then perform the heel raise. It's as simple as that. Now, I know there's some people who don't have heavy enough weights to actually make that worthwhile. However, if you don't have weights, there's another way that we can train the soleus just using our body weight. All you need to do is go to a railing or a sturdy surface, hold on, and perform a squat. Maintain that position and then perform the calf raise. Your knees will be bent, thus targeting the soleus, and once again, we're using our body weight for the resistance. And these are just a few strategies that you can use to implement soleus training into your calf routine. But like I mentioned in the first strategy, you need to train at a higher volume. So make sure you keep that in mind with your soleus training too. And before we jump into strategy number 3, if you're enjoying the video so far, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more fitness videos and content. According to YouTube analytics, only 10% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. That is really low. So if you're enjoying, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you change your mind, you can always unsubscribe later. All right, jumping into strategy number 3, let's talk about prioritizing eccentric training. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know how much I value eccentric training. Eccentric training, the phase of muscle contraction where the muscle lengthens under tension, is crucial for muscle hypertrophy and it's been supported by extensive research. Specifically with the calves, this pertains to the lowering phase of any calf raise. One of the primary reasons that the eccentric phase is superior for muscle growth is that you actually produce more force during it. Studies show that muscles can generate 30 to 40% more force eccentrically, leading to greater mechanical stress and subsequently more significant muscle damage and remodeling. This increased mechanical tension is a key driver for protein synthesis and growth, so this is just one of many reasons why you need to incorporate eccentric training. Research also indicates that eccentric training enhances muscle hypertrophy by inducing a higher degree of muscle fiber recruitment. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that eccentric training led to a more substantial increase in muscle cross-sectional area compared to concentric training. And finally, eccentric training can lead to longer-lasting muscle growth effects. Due to significant muscle damage and the extended recovery period required after eccentric training, the muscle building process is prolonged, resulting in sustained muscle growth. Research in the Journal of Physiology highlights that the muscle adaptations from eccentric training not only promote immediate hypertrophy, but also set the stage for continued muscle growth over time. So what's the takeaway? You need to train eccentrically. I'm not saying that concentric training is not good, but please don't be the person that ego lifts, tries to get the reps done, and doesn't control the way down. So if you properly incorporate all three of these strategies, I have no doubt that you're gonna see a huge increase in your calf size and overall definition. But you can't only have developed calves and small legs. So check out this video now where I go over the best strategies to get bigger quads, and I promise you it will skyrocket your quad growth today.